What's up guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we are sending this M5 to the moon. We are going to be tuning it on MHD. I have had experience with MHD before. We had our 435i tuned on MHD, we had our 340i tuned on MHD. I've never had any issues or any bad experiences with MHD, so I thought to myself, well, why not put the M5 on MHD? The black M5 we had briefly was tuned on Dynon Stage 2, I believe. I feel like that was a pretty conservative tune. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what MHD is going to be like. What we ended up going for is we just bought a super license for MHD. That was a pretty straightforward process. You buy it, you get an email with your license. Now I've done some like code clearing, error code clearing, because you can do that for free in the MHD app. All you need is some kind of a Wi-Fi adapter. You can get an MHD adapter, I think Thor. This is a Sense Wi-Fi adapter. So any of these will work just fine. All that you will need to do is at least hook it up once. Once you do that, you can unplug and you can go back in your house, and then you can purchase the license and activate it there. Once you have activated everything in the app, you can come back to the car and flash your tune. So we have already completed the activation process, and we can see if we go here in the MHD app, we open the little hamburger menu and hit my licenses. We have 3 different VINs. So the last one, the one that starts with WBS, those are usually M cars, and we can see it says super license. So what that means is that now we can hit this flash MHD map. It's going to look for our car, but it's not going to find the car because we're not connected. And as we can see here, this asks what country you live in. We live in USA. And here is what options we have. So we basically have stage 0, stage 1, and stage 2. Stage 0 is basically stock map. We just have MHD installed. We can run that if we only want to, for example, get rid of the check engine light caused by the catless downpipes. And then we have stage 1 and stage 2, 91 octane, 93, 95, and E30. So on the top here we can see the octane AKI and octane RON. So if you're in Europe, you probably use RON. You would click on that octane RON, and now it would show you 95, 98, and 102. Yes, we have shitty 95 RON gas here in Colorado. We don't have any 93 octane, so it's 91 octane what we have. And then we also get access to the E30 maps, which is awesome. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is I'm just gonna flash it to stage 2, 91 octane. It's gonna try to flash, but it'll say no OBD, no vehicle, no cable or MHD adapter detected. So what we're gonna do is first take this adapter and we're gonna plug it in to our OBD2 port. Next, on our phone, we're gonna go into the settings, hit Wi-Fi. So one thing is, you will notice people that have CarPlay connected, your CarPlay is wireless, obviously. So what you will have to do is disconnect from this CarPlay. To do that, if you're just in Wi-Fi, you can't disable Wi-Fi because you need Wi-Fi. So what you're gonna do is swipe up from here. You see how Wi-Fi, it says it's turned off, even though it's not turned off. So first we're gonna disable Bluetooth, turn it off, and then we're gonna turn on Wi-Fi here, and then it says disconnect CarPlay, enabling Wi-Fi will end CarPlay. So we hit disconnect, and then how it's gonna actually disconnect from here as well. There it goes, it is gone. So now that we've disconnected, we're gonna connect to our Sense Wi-Fi. So that is our adapter. So you can see I've already connected. If you're using Sense Wi-Fi and it's asking for a password, try Sense123. Okay, here we go. Now we can go back to MHD. We're gonna hit stage 2, 91 octane. The very first time that you do this, it's gonna take a little bit longer, probably just a few minutes or so. But before we hit long ride, I actually want to go through these options. So the options we see here, it says exhaust setup. We have either stock DPs or aftermarket downpipes. So we have aftermarket downpipes, so we leave that. Remove top speed Vmax limiter is checked. Increase iDrive power and torque gauges maximum values. So that is when you go to your screen here. Right now it's just the tops off at 640. It takes this from like certain values in here, but if we were to not do that, it would probably just go all the way to 640 and stay pinned there. But now once we tune it, this should probably have a higher number than 640 as the max. All right, so the next thing is exhaust burble. First thing we want to do is cold start noise reduction. We don't want cold start. We don't have cats to warm up, so whatever. Exhaust flap always open in sport mode, absolutely. Startup roar, if I remember right, that sounded pretty cool. Exhaust burble was unchecked. I don't know. I'm gonna just say OEM style. So whatever it was at OEM, that's what it's gonna be. Sport cooling mode for intercooler, TCU limiter delete. We don't need to do that. All right, so all now that we have to do is hit long right. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna see the car go through a few different, all right, the car just turned off. We see it's showing us a bunch of errors, chassis stabilization. And then once it completes everything, it'll just clear all the errors, clear all the codes, and it'll be ready to go. And then we'll be able to tell, hopefully tell the difference. It's so exciting. These off-the-shelf maps have been great. I've used the off-the-shelf maps for the longest time, probably the past like 4 or 5 years or so. Never had any issues. I remember on my 340i and the B58 engine, I actually preferred the E40 map for stage 2 because it just felt like the power delivery was a little bit smoother. And the 91 stage 2 tune just it wasn't as good. So yeah, we'll see how this does. I'm no stranger to E85 mixes, so running E30 wouldn't be too big a problem. I'm first gonna try just running it on 91, and then we'll see how that goes. Maybe once we get down to 50-60% of our gas tank, I'll do 30% of E85, and we'll see how it goes. I think that should definitely make it even faster and even better. We have a tuned M5 again, so we're gonna see how this baby behaves. It's hard to tell if this is just in my head, but it just feels like even at low RPM, it's just it's kind of eager to go. Not that the M5 is not eager to go normally, but once you get past the, oh my god, this is like a new 600 horsepower car, and you've been used to it, it doesn't have that feeling like you're driving some enormously powerful car when you're just cruising around in comfort mode and all that stuff. So right now, I mean, this feels pretty good. So the slowest, I hate that so much, god dang. 37 degrees. Better watch out. It was just spinning. Oh, Lord. That's crazy. Yesterday we did a little pool while we were on the stock map. Here we go. To 130 was 9.2 seconds. It's pretty great. That is amazing. That seemed like a pretty nice little pool. Awesome. So we'll go flash it now to stage 2 91. So it looks like for 60 to 130 we just finally dropped a little bit below 9 seconds, so 8.8 seconds 60 to 130 on stage 291. So you can already see how much that's increasing, you know, from stage 1 to stage 2. I mean, from stock to stage 1 to stage 2, which is really freaking cool to see. So now we're gonna really kind of kick it up a notch here, and then we're gonna go fill up with some E30 and yeah, then we'll flash back to stage 1 E30, do another pull, then do stage 2 E30. I'm expecting that stage 1 E30 and stage 2 91 are gonna be quite close. So yeah, anyway, time to get E30. Alrighty, got that. Nice. It's an Audi. Got that sweet E85. We'll see how she does now. Alright guys, so we now have the draggy set up. We are on stage 1 E30 mix. I am setting the DSC all the way off, and we're just gonna wait for a little break in cars. Looks like we already have one, so all right, let's go. That's still looking very, very good. Sheesh. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the final time in this video. We are doing one more pull here. I'm switching everything to what we need to be at. Okay, so we've done a couple pulls with stage 1 E30, and that was probably the best result so far. 2.81 second, 0 to 60, I think 6.8 or 7.6 or something like, I think 7.68 seconds, which was pretty impressive. So after that, I did a couple of pulls with the stage 2 E30, and we actually did not get a better result. In fact, we got a worse result. And yeah, I want to see if we can beat that. We have a little group of cars behind us coming now, and once they pass, I think we'll be able to do our pull. Let's go. Still not getting better results. That is crazy. So stage 1 E30 gave us the best result thus far, which is just very curious. I wonder how much the elevation has to do with it. We are, you know, probably at like 5,000 or 6,000 feet up here. I'm sure that plays somewhat of a role, and that those things cannot be accounted for everybody that's at sea level and people that are at elevation when these maps are created. So yeah. All right guys, and just like that, we've reached the end of this video. I chose to stick with stage 1 E30 map because of the results that we had doing all the pulls. And yeah, I would highly recommend MHD for anyone who wants to add a little bit of power to their stock BMW. And yeah, it's as they say on the internet, you basically go online, you buy a license for, you know, $500, $700, whatever it costs for your car, and you download like 100 plus
100 plus horsepower, and then you go and have fun with that. So yeah, big shout out to the MHD guys for all the work that you're doing. Thank you so much. And yeah, thank you all for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe.